Dear listeners, welcome back to another thrilling episode of From RJ with Love. Glad to be back with you here on the second episode. Coming to you again from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. As I said last time, in the middle of nowhere. I did have a comment, however, that Murfreesboro was not in the middle of nowhere. And I will say to that comment, I'm from the suburbs of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Grew up in Plantation, which is a very small community, but in that part of Florida, if you drive 15 minutes out of any other city, you end up in a city that looks exactly like your city. You know, there's always something around you. You know, you're never not by something. You know, there's always stores, there's always a something there. Now, you drive 15 minutes out of any direction in Murfreesboro, and there's nothingness. There's houses and cows. You know where you see cows? In Nowhereville. Nowhereville is where the cows are. And it takes 15 minutes to get out of the borough, and then another 20 minutes to drive through the middle of nowhere, through the nothingness, and then you get into another city. So yes, I am still in the middle of nowhere, but on the bright side, the sun has come out. Yes, it had been 2 weeks on the last episode where I have not seen the sun here. Just overcasty and miserable. As I said, we had that not fun cold, the depression cold. But it's been very nice here in the borough recently with the sunshine. I wore yesterday even, I wore a short sleeve shirt and a light jacket. That's how nice it was out here. Very respectable weather. And I hope to see more like it. But of course, looking at the forecast coming up this week, ice and snow and sleet, right back to the shiznits. Never ends. It never ends here. Just they give you that little ray of sunshine. Literally a little ray of sunshine and then gone. Taken away. Just cruel and unusual punishment. Oh, and I did find out this interesting tidbit. And I need to investigate more. I say investigate like I'm going to, CSI New York it, put on the sunglasses and go snooping around. But I've heard from multiple people here that people think that Murfreesboro is in the middle of the universe, is the center of the universe. Take that as you will, because I don't even know what to make of something like that. Murfreesboro, I know it's in the middle of the state. We are in Middle Tennessee, and there's a nice statue that says this is the geographic center of the state. But the center of the universe, who are these people, and how did they come to that conclusion? How did that happen? Who is the teacher? Who's the crazy teacher at the one crazy school in Murfreesboro who's teaching these people that Murfreesboro is the center of the universe? I don't know. I'll get back to you guys on that one. I'll look into it. I'll dig into that. Oh, but another fascinating thing about Murfreesboro, I saw what I believe were tourists in Murfreesboro. You might say, RJ, well, how do you know they're tourists? Well, being from, as I said, I'm from South Florida, you can kind of pick out a tourist, Bad tans, fanny packs, always taking pictures with like a CVS camera where, got to roll it up. One of those kinds. Yeah, but they were out on the square. I was driving out to lunch, and I was stopped at a red light by marvelous downtown Murfreesboro. And there were people outside taking pictures of some like historical sign. And they're like, they're pointing and looking at it, getting poses by it. I'm like, oh, well, whatever floats your boat, whatever floats your boat, if you like looking at signs that are 8 feet off the ground that have very small print and are kind of rusted, you can do that. God bless. You can do that. Oh, meant to go over some rules for the podcast. I kind of touched on it last show. Try not to, talk about politics, only religion. We only talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ here. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, try to keep this as light and fun as possible. Hopefully you guys just come in and enjoy the show, on your, maybe you're driving to work. Got little Jimmy there in the back seat. I'm going to hopefully not say anything that'll make you have to give little Jimmy a talk. I know last episode we got into some pretty graphic detail there at the end, but hopefully we won't get into anything like that this time. So, yeah, moving on. How was your week? Did you have a fun week? I had a very interesting week. On Monday, I did an escape room. It was a family friend's, their son's birthday party, and they were nice enough to invite me to go, and they did an escape room, and I'm here to tell you, I've done a couple of these now. If you really want to find out who your friends are, do an escape room. Because you'll truly discover how your friends handle a situation and who's going to start yelling, who's going to take command. But, thank God for my people who I was with. We were very cool, calm, and collective. There was some yelling, you can't go without the yelling, but everyone contributed to the puzzle, and we escaped with 42 seconds left. Give us just, a big pat on the back. We did it with two 9 and 10-year-olds, a moody teenager, and 5 knuckleheads got out of an escape room. We escaped the Egyptian tomb. And I must say, these people at the escape room put on a pretty good show for us. Had some good puzzles. I figured out a puzzle that had to do with a sphinx toes. So that, good for me. Had a friend do a good word puzzle. That was something. My math skills were put to a test. And, I'm glad to say to my 5th grade teacher, if you're listening, the addition sheets helped, I just, counted them out and got it. And, apparently, escape rooms give out punch cards. So now I have an escape room punch card, and I guess I'll have to be back to check that out. But again, like last week, I was working in the student union at Middle Tennessee State University, marketing for intramurals, and oh my goodness, I was there 2 days today, and let me tell you, people are crazy. That's all I can say. People are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. First of all, we didn't have, the swag free. Come get your free swag. You want some swag? Get some swag. We didn't have to compete with the swag girl, which was, we probably could have, competed with the swag girl, but the church group that was here this time, they were just a local campus ministry. They weren't promoting anything except themselves. They didn't have any swag, but they had a wheel, so people would just come up and, you win a pen, congratulations, people. Oh, yeah, I got a pen. Oh, well, here's a Reese's. Oh, I got a Reese's. How do you compete with that? You get a little game in it, a little thing of chance. I have an iPad with an Excel sheet. Oh, you want to play sports? Huh? No one wants to play sports, but they'll spin the shit out of that wheel. Oh, there's one. Sorry, little Jimmy. Gonna try to pull it on back. But no, the biggest thing at marketing this week was Middle Tennessee was hosting the Future Leaders of America. That's right. The future leaders of America. The people who are going to lead our country into greatness. Those bold young minds. And these high school kids came from all over the state to, give their presentations on how to be future leaders of America. And all I'm saying is if these are our future leaders of America, I might as well just jump ship now, go find a deserted island, and live out the rest of my days here. What are wrong with some of these people? Oh my God. What's happening? So much happened. It seemed like 1,000 of them have taken over the student union. All these high school kids in suits. There was this one kid would not stop walking around. Man's doing laps. He's just walking around and around past the Panda, over by the bathrooms, into the bookstore, up the stairs, down the stairs. The man did not stop walking and sit down. I don't even know if he had a chance to present his project because the man was touring every inch of the building and his shoes were too damn big. They must have been hand-me-downs or something, but he's like... He's clumping around. I'm like, brother, please just take them off. Do something. And he had on like 7 pairs of sunglasses. He was that guy. He had sunglasses on his head, sunglasses on. Yeah, he was wearing sunglasses inside. Yep, future leader right there. And then he had sunglasses like on his shirt pocket, like dangling. I mean, God forbid there's a sunglass thief around. This kid is prepared. He is not going to be blinded by the deadly rays of the sun. His eyes are going to be protected inside a building from the sun. But yeah, it was just a hoot watching these kids just, oh, we're out of school, we're at college, in our suits, in our pantsuits, looking like Hillary, ladies, looking like Hillary. No, they didn't look anything like Hillary. Girls were all very respectable, everyone. Mostly the girls, were in nice suits and all because, girls know how to dress. Guys don't really know how to dress. They just hope it fits and go on with their day. For example, there was a nice ginger kid there. Well, I didn't meet him. I assume he's nice. Hopefully he's nice. No, it'd be a shame if he was a dick. Oh, sorry, there's one. But, I'm saying he's nice because that would, be mean. There was a dick of a ginger kid there. But anyway, so there was this ginger kid there, and I don't know what it is, why he did this, but the man had, the hot orange, ginger hair. He had the freckles, Close your eyes, think ginger, boom. That's exactly what he looked like, that stereotype that just went into your head. And then he has a shirt the same color that matches his hair. What are you doing? And then he had a tie that matched the shirt that matched his hair. Unbelievable. How did you even find this shirt? Out there with this Ma, you think this look good? Oh, well, it blends. It blends Bobby. It blends. And then poor kid had a red lanyard. Honestly, he looked like a stoplight. Unbelievable. And yeah, but yeah, these high school kids just walking around, walking, taking pictures for the Insta. Everyone get together. We're going to take a picture. We're going to take a picture for Instagram. Come on, get on the staircase. There must have been 45 pictures taken on the staircase. What are you taking a picture of? Look, here's what should be used for social media picture taking. You get a max of 3 pictures per post. And you get it of where you are, what you're doing, and who you're with. That's what it should be. You don't need 45 pictures of you and your bestie hugging it out, smiling and posing on a staircase. No one cares. I'll care when you're like, oh, future leaders of America with my man at middle, boom, done, simple. Here's me and everyone from the school who escaped. We're on the staircase. We're on the balcony. Get a hold of yourself. Control yourself and your picture taken. Honestly, there were so many flashes going off. You think we were at the Oscars or something. Just snap. Oh, let's do a funny one. No, don't do a funny one. Pull yourself together. You're supposed to be future leaders, for God's sake. For God's sake, future leaders you're supposed to be. Oh, what else? What else was there? Speaking of the high school kids in their dress, there was this one guy, bless his little heart. I don't know who looked at him this morning and said, yep, go out with that. This man, a future leader of America, had on a turquoise suit. A turquoise suit. You better be making millions if you're rocking the turquoise suit. I have an uncle he's a stockbroker. He told me, RJ, if a guy ever walks in a off-colored suit or a suit where the pants end like halfway down the calves and then they're not wearing socks and they're wearing like slippers, gone. Gonzo. Not even getting through the door. I mean, you're supposed to be a leader, and this poor guy, he had like the Rachel from Friends haircut. That was his haircut. He was Rachel from Friends. That was his haircut. Rachel from Friends. And he's in this turquoise suit, and he had on the tightest pants. People are probably like, RJ, why are you looking at his pants? The man's pants were so tight, it's like a train wreck. He couldn't look away. You could see the outline of his phone so clearly that if someone called him, I could read the caller ID, tell him who was there. I mean, yeah, what if he had the, maybe he ate at Panda Express there, that good, wholesome, good food place, Panda Express. He might have eaten there. And, he's out there giving his presentation. Well, we think the direction America has to go as a future leader. Do you imagine getting the little spreaders there in the tight turquoise pants? They probably got stuck in there. Looked like he had just a big old boil or something sticking off his ass. How embarrassing would that be? Unbelievable. Sir, if you're listening, or if you know someone like this, tell them, get help. Maybe get help. Do something with your life. Future leader. Wearing pants. If he bent down to tie his shoe, everything's coming apart with the turquoise suit. That's all I'm saying. And high school kids, for future leaders, I can tell you, acted like high school kids. And, if you're a high school kid and you're listening, you're probably wondering what that means. I'll tell you what it means. It means you're acting like a dickhead. Sorry, there's another one. What I meant to say, you were acting like an asshole. Sorry, but still, kind of, sort of. So there were some couches behind the marketing table where me and my partner were, and next to us was the table with the people with the wheel. Now get the wheel. Come spin the wheel, win a pen. Win a gift card, a $5 gift card to Steak and Shake. So anyway, there's this little group of high school people, the future leaders, just hollering. Everyone who walks by, hey, spin the wheel. Hey, spin the wheel. I mean, what are you doing? Aren't you guys here for a purpose? Aren't you supposed to be presenting something as a future leader? Honestly, if any of these people, as I said, if these are our future leaders, we're in trouble. We are in trouble. I mean, hell, I have a brother and 2 cousins who are 16 years old. They're pretty dumb. Well, not completely, but there's some knuckleheads. But yeah, that's what I do for work. I sit around trying to get people to play sports, and I watch people who walk around the student union, people going to get books, people taking tours of campus, people eating lunch. And what's with this? And if you're one of these people, stop being one of these people. But what's with people going out in their pajama pants, functioning the day in their pajama pants? How lazy are you that you can't put on regular pants? I mean, I get it, they're comfy and all, but you look like a lazy bum. Don't be a lazy bum. You're better than that. You are. You're better than that. You can do so much better. You could go to jeans or slacks or even shorts. But pajama pants and and not even sneakers or flip-flops, but slippers, like legitimate slippers. Why? Like if I have to run and get the mail, I'll go out in my pajama pants, but that's, right down the driveway. I'm like, I see people in, the grocery store in their pajama pants. I'm like, was it so desperate that you needed to get some milk and bread that you couldn't put on regular pants? What's going on at your house? Oh my God, Dave! Dave! What is it, Susan? We don't have any milk. We don't have any bread. Susan, it's midnight. Oh, we need bread and milk. Well, I'm going right away, Susan. Pajama pants. There's no excuse for pajama pants. Pull yourself together. My goodness, I'm sounding a little preachy on this episode. I didn't mean to be. But this is what I witnessed during the week. Future leaders of America and people wearing pajamas, just going about their day. Oh, I also saw Rasputin. You heard of Rasputin? This guy was a dead ringer for Rasputin on last Tuesday. He had the beard. He had like the pointy chin where the beard hair just kind of like stuck forward like it was pointing like at an arrow. And he had that big like Russian fur hat. It was cold out, don't get me wrong, but it's not. He had like the big Russian fur hat that's like a square on top of his head and then just goes down and wraps around the front of his head. Very stylish, and then he had the long black coat on. He looked like a Russian mob captain or something. I couldn't believe it. And the first thing that went through my head, for those of you who played Just Dance, Rasputin, lover of a Russian queen. Da 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 da, they wanted his head. I think I learned more about history from that game and the Rasputin song than I did all through high school. Isn't that sad? Well, who knows? Maybe I do know more about Russia than I give myself credit for. I did read Animal Farm. That's a metaphor, a simile? I can't keep track of it. An alliteration, a hyperbole? No, it's none of those. Life imitating art? Maybe? Who knows? But I did read it cover to cover. Good for you, RJ. You read a book. Well, thank you. I did read a book. I do read books, as you know. Some people may be shocked about it, but I do read books. Oh, the saga of the colored hair people continues. As I said on the last show, I was at the club for my roommate's show, and, we had the colors of the rainbow out there dancing. And again, in the student union, I need someone, if you're one of these people and you listen, to email me and tell me what the appeal is. Like, I don't mind if you do like a little dye and it's like a natural color, like you get a little blonder, get a little darker, something like that. But these people, and we played I Spy, the hair color, and we got a perfect rainbow. Like all the primary colors, we got it. Red, orange, yellow, yellow, not blonde, yellow, purple, magenta, blue, everything. I just don't get it. What is it about the colored hair? What does it? Like, I know I've seen some people who do pink for breast cancer, and I get that. But, like, what's the point of having magenta on top and then purple at the bottom? What are we doing there? Someone must have the answer out there. Someone must. To the hair colors. Because this is 2 weeks in a row now I'm seeing these people. Maybe I need to hang out at different places, But I mean, if this is the new thing, Maybe I need to get on board. Maybe I need to, make my hair neon green. Who knows? Who really knows? No one really knows. But again, whatever floats your boat. But please, someone write into me and tell me like what it is, the appeal of it. And not just because it makes me feel like myself. If that's it, great. But I mean, there's got to be more to it. Surely there's got to be more to it. Oh, and for those of you who do live around Murfreesboro, I must say, this is an interesting segue. But have you tried Middle Tennessee's chocolate milk? It is a gift from the heavens because they have their own cows on campus that they freshly milk. They have the brown cows too for chocolate milk. Ha, just kidding. But they make chocolate milk right on campus. And it is delicious. It is so good, this chocolate milk. It is the best chocolate milk I have ever had in my 23 years here on this earth is MTSU's chocolate milk. And the person who I was marketing with went to get some food and came back with a chocolate milk. I'm like, yes, I'm going to go get some chocolate milk as well. And I go running into the provisions on demand part of the student union. And I'm right by the if you've been in a gas station where the cold drinks are, that refrigerator thing, and I'm just scanning. I'm like, I can't find the milk. I can't find the chocolate milk from heaven. It would be like chocolate milk if Chick-fil-A served chocolate milk. You know how good everything Chick-fil-A is? It's the equivalent of a milk served at Chick-fil-A. I don't know if Chick-fil-A does serve chocolate milk, but if they do, they need to upgrade to Middle Tennessee milk. But anyway, I asked the lady behind the counter who has a lovely crew cut, ma'am, where are the chocolate milks? And she's one of those like sassy ladies. She's like, oh, you don't see it? You don't see it? I go, no, I'm looking in the refrigerator. She goes, if you're any closer, it'd bite you. What the hell are you talking about, lady? She points to the other side. The milk has its own section. That's how popular it is. It gets its own section of the store, and it was just rows of chocolate milk. These are for people in college. I worked FedEx for my uncle over Christmas during the holiday rush, and he'd bring breakfast in. As he goes, here, I got you this. It's a chocolate milk. What am I, 12? He goes, well, you're not going to drink it? I go, well, yeah, I'll drink it, but, it's chocolate milk. Long behold, I have some Middle Tennessee's milk. I'm drinking that, just sucking them down every chance I get. So, yeah, if you do have a chance, go and get the chocolate milk at Middle Tennessee. And finally, in the escapades of marketing, this was mostly my week was marketing. There wasn't a whole lot else going on. It was mostly me working at the marketing table and people watching. That was where the most interesting things happened this week. It was Founders Day for one of the sororities, and for those of you who aren't familiar with sororities and Founders Day, it's basically the day the sorority was founded, and it's another excuse for people to party, and the people, and they're dressed up all fancy, high heels, and, sparkles, and everyone's makeup is to the nine. They went to the salon the day before. Everyone's looking fabulous, just walking around. Happy Founders Day. Happy Founders Day, sisters. Oh, my God. Happy Founders Day. How do you think it would be the day like they were reborn to a new thing? Well, for some of these girls, it is. It's a cult thing, in my opinion. Hey, you want to go live in a house and spend about $3,000 to live here and hang out with a bunch of people with the same interests and goals as you? And we hate everybody else? There it is. And they're celebrating Founders Day. Everyone's all dialed up. And they take a big crowd right outside the student union. They take a big crowd out. and get everybody out there. And they start putting on a show, the sorority. I couldn't see because I was watching, but they're bending and snapping, they're shaking, they got music playing. This is at 10:30 in the morning. People are going nuts for Founders Day. Founders Day. Going cuckoo, bending and snapping, shaking and rattling and rolling for Founders Day. People all coming over again for the pictures for the Insta on Snapchat. People just clicking away. These girls shaking rumps to celebrate Founders Day. But one girl had a little bit too much spirit. Poor thing had too much spirit, comes sprinting back into the building, holding her hand over her mouth, looking desperately, shaking her head back and forth, just looking. And my friend's like, what do you think's wrong with her? I go, well, trust me, we're about to find out. And she goes to the nearest trash can and starts throwing up in the building. She didn't know where a bathroom was, and she found a trash can, but the thing about the trash cans in the student union is that they got a cover on it, and the cover kind of curves up, so you got to put the trash in sideways. So she had to bend down and stick her head in sideways to throw up into the trash can, and let's just say she didn't have good aim. Poor thing, just nastiness. In the student union, people getting up, whoa, look out, vomit. But that's what you get celebrating Founders Day too hard. You throw up in the student union at 11:30 in the morning. But hey, it gave me an excuse to get out of work. We're like, we can't be around throw up. That's a contaminant in germs. I could have gotten sick. Thank God I haven't gotten sick. A lot of people are getting sick these days. But I mean, poor girl. I commend her for trying to get to a trash can, but she was out in an open field with maybe 30 people by the field. She could have ran out into the field, done her business, come back, fell right back into the routine, and started bending and snapping. They were very in sync with the bending and snapping. So we packed it up and went back to the rec center to turn in all our marketing equipment, our iPad and our Excel sheet. And going through the the rec center, and working there every day, it begs the question as to what people actually do with their time. Every hour of the day that I'm in there, there's people playing basketball. Every court, someone's playing basketball. You guys don't have anywhere else to be the whole day. You can just take time out and shoot baskets. Like, I see some people in the gym, I see them, they're coming and going. They're like in 30 minutes, hour top. People are in the basketball courts for hours on end, shooting baskets. You guys ain't got no job, no studying you guys got to do. Although I will say there is a group of older gentlemen, and they are older, who come and play every day for about an hour and a half. But they're like clearly guys who have gone through the ropes and own their own businesses and are in charge of all their companies. That's why they can take off at 11 o'clock in the morning and play basketball till 1. But everybody else there, just in there, Kobe, all day shooting baskets. You guys don't have to write a paper. Don't have to read a book. Don't have to do anything. Can shoot baskets. I envy these people. And if you're one of these people who plays basketball all day, tell me how you manage your time so well. Because I'd love to know. I'd love just that. Hours on end to do nothing but shoot basketballs. Well, anyway, there are my rants for the week. I know it was a bit of a talking to, but hopefully you got some laughs out of it. And look, it's time for an ad. Yep, episode 2 still got an ad. And it's again from my good friend Nathan Hughes. Are you considering a move in Middle Tennessee? Choose one of the area's premier agents, Nathan Hughes with Parks Realty, to help guide you through your buying or selling experience. Contact today at 919-455 5933. Again, that's 919-455-5933. And again, Nathan is one of the best guys out there. He will get everything done for you in your buying or selling experience. And, even if you have questions about, some interior design, they will, he's got a great eye for that sort of thing. And also, sorry, got to add it to it. If you don't feel like calling or texting Nathan, feel free to email him at nathansoldit@gmail.com. Again, if you're interested in buying, selling, renting, Nathan is the guy to do it. He's really, really good at what he does. And I thank him for letting me advertise, giving me, an advertisement on the show. Anyway, I don't know if you saw the Facebook page over the week, but I had a comment. Someone wanted me to talk about the movie on the basis of sex. And then I put out, let me know what other movies you'd like me to talk about. And be sure to be looking on the Facebook page. I'll be putting questions out there for you guys to answer and comment on. That way, you can be a part of the show instead of just listening, Put your own little personal touch to it. So, On the Basis of Sex, starring, I believe, Felicity Jones as Ruth Bader Ginsburg, I didn't see it. Nope, haven't seen it, frankly, because I think I know how it ends. I think maybe she becomes the Supreme Court judge. I'm sure there's some very misogynistic men, and I'm sure she overcomes them with her wits and charms and conquers the world as she has done time and time again. But yeah, haven't seen it. Sorry. Probably will wait till rental. Heard it was pretty good though. But if you've seen it, let me know what you think. But I did have 2 comments, and I have seen the other 2 movies that the people commented about. I had one listener wants me to talk about the movie Vice, the new movie Vice with Christian Bale as Vice President Dick Cheney. And all I can say about that movie is holy goodness gracious me. If half of what's in that is true, then oh my goodness. But that's my problem. If you know about Dick Cheney, and they say it at the beginning of the movie, is that he's one of the most secretive men in the world. That if you could actually figure out his motives and all and portray it truly, would be an incredible feat. So I think it's a brilliant, almost satire on American politics. It's very funny, although I do feel it does have a slight political leaning to it. I would have liked it more if it was straight neutral, but it does have a lean to it. But other than that, the performances are incredible, especially Christian Bale as Dick Cheney. Oh, the guy's a chameleon. But anyway, yeah, if you're interested in that, go see it. It was pretty good. And then I had another listener comment on this movie, and they've known me for a long time, and they know exactly my feelings about this next movie. And I think they just put it on there to upset me, and that movie is Because of Winn-Dixie. I had to read this book for school, and then I was forced to see the movie with the family. I hate this book and movie so much. So much. I don't know why I hate Because of Winn-Dixie so much. I am a dog person. I like dogs, but I don't know what it is about it that it just upsets me so much and makes me angry. First of all, how many people even know what a Winn-Dixie is anymore? Does any of you shop at Winn-Dixie? Probably, I'm here in Murfreesboro. There's not even a Winn-Dixie here. I know of maybe one in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, this book won all sorts of awards. It's got an incredible cast too. Jeff Daniels, Dave Matthews, Eva Marie Scott from North by Northwest, Anna Sophia Robb. But it's just so boring. I don't care about the people that this girl meets in the small town with her dog and the two bald-headed boys who were bullies, but they're not really bullies. They just don't know how to express their feelings because they're boys, and her mother ran away, and her dad tries to make it seem like his mother was kind of good in her eyes. Just be honest. Maybe she's just a bitch. Did you think of that? You know? Just cut in there while it's hot. Why isn't Mama coming back? Well, she's a bitch. And we're better off without her. Because they seem better off without her. Jeff Daniels is running the preacher. Who's the preacher man? But yeah. Screw Because of Winn-Dixie. Yeah, hate that. That's now I'm all upset. God, I'm upset about the future leaders of America. Got Because of Winn-Dixie. This has been a very angry episode. Thank you for sticking through it if you're still here. But hopefully things will lighten up now, because it's now time for my favorite part of the show, and that is the weird news articles. And again, these are from a HuffingtonPost.com, where they collect them from all over the web. Let's see our first story today. Oh, God. Man says emotional support alligator helps his depression. The 65-year-old Pennsylvania resident says his gator Wally eats chicken wings and shares an indoor plastic pool with a smaller rescue alligator named Scrappy. This man has 2 alligators living in his house. This is in York Haven, Pennsylvania. This is supposed to be a Florida man headline. 65-year-old Joey Henney of York Haven says his registered emotional support animal named Wally likes to snuggle and give hugs. First of all, gators don't have arms long enough to give hugs. And snuggle, a man snuggle. This guy, like this is Crocodile Hunter level stuff. Let's see here. 5 foot. Henney says he received approval from his doctor, from a actual doctor, to use Wally as an emotional support animal after not wanting to go on medication for depression. Take a doctor, a real person who went to med school, said good to go with the gator. Bring in a couple gators, make you feel better. This is crazy. Let's see here. Wally was rescued from outside Orlando at 14 months old. And he says Wally eats chicken wings and share an indoor plastic pool with her. This means this man had gone from Pennsylvania to Orlando, Florida, and got the gator, and brought it back. First of all, how do you even discover that the gator emotionally supports you? How does this happen? And in Pennsylvania, I didn't even know they had gators in Pennsylvania. How did Mr. Henney discover this? How did he discover that a gator helps him with his depression? No, doctor, I don't want to take any pills. I'd rather snuggle with a dinosaur. And then a doctor went, oh, okay, then, Joey, you go on right ahead, do that. And this is the last line that it says. Henney acknowledges that Wally is still a dangerous wild animal and could probably tear his arm off, but he's never been afraid of him. Dude, what is going on? What are you doing? If I walked into this house and saw an inflatable... First of all, he has an inflatable plastic pool in his house with 2 gators. What does he say to, like, dinner guests? Oh, come on in. This is the living room. It's where we'll watch the game later. And that's the bathroom, and the bedrooms are upstairs, and here's the kitchen. Oh, and right here is Wally and Scrappy's room. They get the whole room. It's a big plastic pool. I bet no one goes to his house. The fact that he still acknowledges that it's a wild animal, it's not even a trained gator. Can you train a gator? I used to watch Crocodile Hunter. I'd think I would know these things, but I don't know if you can train a gator. But goodness gracious, good for you, Mr. Henney. Getting the help you need from a gator. Not alone one, but two gators. All right, let's see. This next article is... Runaway emus finally captured after day on the lam. Now the birds are being moved to their new homes because emus are banned in Galveston, Texas. Oh, well, hey, thank goodness no weird articles about the state of Florida today. Isn't that, that's good. That's good news, isn't it? But anyway, police in coastal Texas have captured a pair of runaway emus that had been on the lam, what is that word? Lam, L-A-M. I'm going to have to Google this one real quick. Everyone, hold on just a second. Lam, L-A-M. It's a verb, informal, hit someone hard or attack. They surged up and down in their riot gear, lambing into anyone in their path. So these were attack emus. These were emus on the attack all day, and an emu's a big-ass bird. It's like a big old ostrich. Oh, my goodness. Let's see here. Police coastal Texas captured a pair of runaway emus that had been on the lam for a day. They did this a whole day. They terrorized Galveston, Texas for a day after escaping their owner's backyard. And on the video here, there's a little Jack Russell Terrier taming the emu. That's all you needed was a little Spike the dog to wrestle in those emus. Let's see here. Emus aren't permitted in Galveston, but police say a man recently bought the large flightless birds to the island after the death of his mother. She owned them at her home near Houston. How does a man even hide these things in his backyard? How does he do that? You just go out there, take in the morning, have a cup of coffee on your back porch. It's Galveston, Texas. It's still warm there, Out there with your wife, you're in your pajamas because you don't have to go get milk or bread, and you do put on pants if you do that. Sorry, going on a rant again. But you're out there sipping your morning cup of Old Joe. You look over to your left. What the? Susie, look. What should I name her? Should I name the wife Susie or Cheryl? We'll go with Cheryl. Cheryl, look behind you and tell me if you see anything odd about Todd's backyard. Oh, did he do something different? Oh, he's got emus. What made these emus want to go onto the attack? Officials say the bird's owner didn't realize the Galveston had a ban on emus and that he's working with the authorities to find an off-island home for them. These are terrorist emus, and this man is playing dumb. That's my opinion. He probably let the emus go. Could you imagine you're just walking home from school or you're mowing your lawn, a big old emu comes after you, lambing you? This must be a heck of a newspaper journalist use the word lamb. They can't even just say attack. Seriously, just out there, da-da-da-da-da, mowing the lawn. Emu! Seriously, what is the size of an emu? I'm going to Google this. Emu size. An emu is, I'm going to get a comparison. An emu, oh, that doesn't help me. Hold on. Emus are lengthwise 5'7", 79 to 88 pounds. So they're like an angry 8th grader with feathers and a beak. Could you imagine? This is incredible. Emus. An emu. Could you imagine? There's probably some stoner in the neighborhood. Oh, lighten up for the day. And he's going out for a walk, taking in all the colors. Down the sidewalk, coming towards him, full frickin' speed. 2 emus on the lam. Oh, no. Well, that's it for the weird articles. Gators and emus. And now it's time to talk to you guys from the emails. If you want to get in contact with the show, want me to talk about something specific, please feel free to email the show at fromrjwithlove@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. We have 3 emails today. Here's the first one. You need theme music for the opening of your podcast. Maybe something electrical with an old southern twang. I will take that under advisement. Thank you. Here's the second one. Spread the truth to your viewers with love. And there's a link here. What is it? Birdsaren'treal.com. What on earth is this? It's a movement, it says. Birds aren't real. What? Are these a bunch of people who think birds aren't real? Who are we? Meet the brigade. All across this wretched country, there are leaders. Those who have chosen to lead, maybe the future leaders of America, to impart the knowledge of this travesty to every man, woman, and child. They will not rest and can't, even if they wanted to, as there are drones on top of their house making loud noises. This bird nightmare makes the Illuminati and JFK conspiracies look like toddlers playing in the Burger King play area. Oh my God. People think birds aren't real. They're the government drones. Trump is watching you. Hello, I'm Donald Trump and I'm watching you with my pigeons. I did see something about this on Facebook saying that when the government was shut down, no one had seen a bird. First of all, do you think maybe they migrated because it's freezing? Oh, here's something. History speaks for itself. This is a quote from President Richard Nixon. I am not a crook. We needed a way to keep an eye on the American citizens without them knowing. It was imperative. For their own safety, of course. We hired only the best. It took years. We designed, built, tested, failed. We persisted. Eventually, over decades, we had it. A fleet of covert technological surveillance devices unlike anything the world had ever seen. We called them birds. There is no way that's an actual quote. Oh my God. Birds aren't real. Now, is this all birds? I have to do more looking on this website. But hey, they sell activism gear if you want t-shirts and hats and stickers. You can get the Birds Aren't Real apparel at their website. But I don't know. My parents' house in Florida is usually, the neighborhood is crawling with ducks. So is my parents' neighborhood in Davie, Florida, like a high priority target in to the government? Because there are so many ducks in that neighborhood. Do they believe like that neighborhood is like a group of Al-Qaeda, just people hiding in there? Everyone in those houses, every house has a member of Al-Qaeda. Oh, you think so? Some guy in the CIA is probably there. Yeah, we have intel. Where'd we get this intel? The ducks. But hey, this is a very professional website, better looking than mine. They have Take Action. Recent surveys have revealed that 99.5% of the general public still believe in birds. Well, yeah, no shit. I know, I was shocked too. That's funny. That said, it is our duty as bird truthers to remove the blinders from their eyes and welcome them to the light of the truth. Together we can shift society's perception of what flies above us. Now, is this every bird? Or is it just like pigeons and crows and all? Because I have family friends who go turkey hunting, and I believe if birds aren't real, what are we eating every Thanksgiving? Huh? Answer me that one, bird truthers. Anyway, thank you two for those emails. We got one more. Let me see here. Dear Sexy Man Beast. Wow, we're off to an aggressive start. What are your views on transhumanism and the advancement of technology? First of all, what do you mean by transhumanism? Do you mean like transgender people? What do we mean transhumanism? Hold on, search Transhumanism. The belief or theory that the human race can evolve beyond its current physical and mental limitations, especially by means of science and technology. Okay. Let me see, go back to the email. And the views on transhumanism and advancement in technology. Well, I don't think we're going to be flying and shooting lasers out of our eyes anytime soon, but I mean, we keep, with medical technological advancements, we keep prolonging the lifespan of people, People in the 1900s, early 1900s, weren't living to 100 like people are today. Oh, we have a lot of questions here. Do you believe that artificial intelligences should have equal rights as humans? No. Have you, source? Terminator. Thank you, moving on. Do you see the progression of modern technology as the downfall of the individual and the creator of apathy? We're getting very deep here, my goodness. I don't know. Does a machine with thoughts and memories of a person then become that person? See, you would really like the movie Blade Runner 2049 because they deal with these things a lot. Yours always a French fry under your seat. Oh, that's a little creepy, but okay. This is a very in-depth, thought-provoking email that I don't really want to get into because I think it would hurt my brain. But let me just say this for artificial intelligence. If the things I've said to Siri in anger, that if Siri came to life, she would have murdered me by now. I've said some terrible things to Siri because she wouldn't play a Frank Sinatra song. I've yelled the worst things ever to Siri. And yes, so to the one question, do you believe artificial intelligence should have equal rights as humans? No, we need to keep a close eye on them because they can all talk to each other and will take over. Again, there's plenty of movies like The Terminator and Terminator 2 that just shows you the more and more we make, if we just let it go and play. I mean, remember a couple years ago, the supercomputer beat the guys at Jeopardy? I can't remember what it was called, but the computer won Jeopardy. That doesn't scare you? Huh? Does it scare you? Well, on that note, that's the end of the show. Thanks as always for listening. What a whirlwind of events this episode was. Very angry to emus and alligators, and because of Winn-Dixie and birds aren't real, I believe they are real, because then what am I eating in my sandwiches all the time? Chickens and turkeys. Come at me with that, bird truthers. And then, we had the deep, thought-provoking transhumanism questions. Maybe we'll get I don't know if you've seen the movie Looper, but where people could kind of float things. Maybe we'll get that in the upcoming years. Who knows? But again, yeah, thanks for listening. Be sure to like the Facebook page From RJ with Love on Facebook. Check out our website, rjpalhagi.wixsite.com/From RJ with Love. Subscribe there or just like our page. And as always, if you would like to email the show, get in contact, talk about something, be sure to send us an email at fromrjwithlove@gmail.com. Until next Monday, as always, thanks again for listening. And this has been From RJ with Love.